Greetings and welcome to the Sports Shuffle. I am Flying Ryan Gokers along with
Tampa Motormouth Joel Veron, and we're talking weather because I know
Woo!
waiting for the draft to start, everybody is monitoring social media and the posts with the
Get,
Schrodinger's
don't
storm.
get hyped. Don't get hyped. It's not even there. Yeah. We're in Southwest Florida. I'm about 40 to 50 miles north of where
Yeah,
Ian came in. Joel's in Tampa, which is close to 100 miles north of there. So we are familiar with what the tropics can do down
we
here.
we also don't like storms that start with I, as
No,
Dennis
no, that
Phillips pointed out on his recent update.
I do want to point that out because I want the one way in the western or the eastern Atlantic to just develop into a big old nothing, beat Adalia, and then just go away. And then we'll deal with Jose because Jose is just such a fun Jose. But it doesn't look like anything serious. But yeah, we're weather nerds, so we're keeping an eye on it. It looks like possible tropical storm. Meh. In Florida, that's not really any different than our typical afternoon showers and
Yeah,
thunderstorms.
Dennis
So
Phillips on his recent post basically said, I'm paraphrasing, that the storm hasn't even been brought into existence yet. We don't know where it's going to go. At uh, the other thing he basically said, it's going to be rain.
yeah, rain, a little bit of wind. Looks like Tuesday afternoon to evening. Should be blown out by Wednesday. I know I'm traveling Wednesday, so get gone just in time. That would be great. And we're going to have a surprise guest today. Yay! It's our friend, good old Zach, who is not in class, so he's going to draft with us live. Yay! We're talking weather, Zach.
The mayhem master who mayhem without a monitor, if memory
Yes.
serves.
I
So
do. I do my best.
before we get into the football, any concern with the tropical possible storm next week, or that's some weak ass trash for us Floridians?
I mean, the only thing I'm upset about is the fact that Publix has decided they're not doing hurricane cakes anymore.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah. Did you see it? It was
shame on
actually
Publix.
it was actually semi hilarious because uh, we were talking about Dennis Phillips just before Zach joined the shoe here, as it was hilarious how you have, on Facebook, you have the fact checkers. Well, apparently last night Dennis shared that story that Zach just mentioned, the fact that Publix isn't going to be doing the hurricane cakes anymore. Facebook flagged Dennis's story as
Well,
false.
that's good because that's what we need is more hurricane cakes. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything major. So, anyways, as we are drafting, we're gonna go through our lineup quick. We got about 3.5 minutes before pick number one. This is a real one. This is not a mock. This is not gonna be a mayhem draft,
No
Zach.
mayhem tonight.
Oh God, could you imagine a
Darn.
live draft with mayhem
That
in it? Oh,
we
that
have we have a mayhem league where everyone gets power.
I'm not gonna lie, that
you're
kind of turns me on a little bit, and I want to do it, but
you're
it's a
you're
little late
not
to do
getting
that now.
no in round six. You're not getting a quarterback. We really think that you tend to need to draft a tight end
A
right
second
here.
tight end.
Yeah, a
Anyways,
second, possibly a third. Who knows?
let's go through the draft order. Number one is going to be Apex Predator. That would be Edwin. Um, care about the ad. I don't know if I can turn off the sound because it's in my ear.
Here we go.
Shut up, guy. Anyways, um,
Is that like when you go on a website and the first thing that smacks you is the
the
ad
wall
at
of awful
volume
sound.
1000?
Yeah. So Edwin number one with Apex Predator. Joel pick number two. Semper Sarcasm. Show me them TDs. Number three. He's been going on and off. That is Eric. I'm at number four. South Florida Storm. Corbin with two at Infinity and Beyond had some connection problems. He is now on. Zach Unlimited Scoregasm. He is number six. Fumble Buddies is Nate. He's already communicated he's not able to do it. He's out in the California doing some figure skating lessons. He's coaching. He's helping the youth of the California do better with skating. So
He's helping, like, my cousin Vinny, the Utes.
yeah, so he's going to be offline. He's going to go do his own thing, but he's going to auto.
Nate is
10-team
good
league can get
people,
away
though.
with it. 10-team league can get away with it. He will be with us on Saturday for the 16-teamer. Go and get it. That is that's going to be John. And then Get Off My Ditka is Corey, pick number 9, and Adam, come and get it, pick number 10, already online. Corey is a reminder out there, so we should have a fairly full crowd. I know it's Yahoo, so we'll see.
Who will Edwin pick now that Tom Brady is retired? Will he end up going with
Baker
Mac Jones?
Mayfield.
Uh,
Pick
he-
101. So, anyways,
one of my busts from the other draft.
yeah.
The best quote literally was the one person from Reddit saying that Baker is a great pick for the 30th and 35th round.
Yeah, that's about the right range. So again, 10-team league, 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, a flex, a kicker, a defense, and 6 bench positions. We are less than a minute away, folks.
Ryan has not been able to expunge kickers from the known continuum yet.
No, I don't mind kickers. I would rather have an extra, like I'd rather have another flex than a kicker, but I don't want to lose the spot. That's kind of my issue. This is my second live draft of the season. My first one was an A+ on NFL.com, 14-0, spot number 1 with a 50% chance of reaching the championship game. So that's the standard I'm setting myself by, and also know that's probably going to set me up for a lot of disappointment down the line because those projections tend to hurt.
Almost ready to start, kids.
15 seconds left. Even spread between the 3 of us, 2, 4, and 6. So there's probably going to be some sniping as the 10-second ding comes on. Looks like Edwin's not going to make it.
How long do we have to pick? I never looked at that.
Minute and a half.
Okay.
And now it's a high chance of development.
Well, that would be the 8 p.m. update.
That would be the 8 p.m. That doesn't mean a whole lot, but Justin
There
Jefferson, of
he
course,
is.
goes first. Not a surprise there. And then Joel, pick number 2 on the clock. This is a full PPR league, and he goes Christian McCaffrey, a wise
sort of a duh. I'm not picking Bijan Robinson with the number 2nd pick.
No, and
Yeah.
I have some options here. Eckler, Kupp, Tyreek, or Chubb. I think I got to go Eckler. Get that running back early. Do something a little bit different. And yeah. And we're off and rolling.
Or at least walking.
Yeah. All right. Kelsey off the board, number 5. So some good options for Zach. Cooper Kupp sliding down. Tyreek, Chubb, Bijan, Stephon Diggs. All good options. Plenty of good ones. It's interesting having not looked at Yahoo at all to see the difference in the
ADP. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at Tony Pollard here at like pick number 9, 10, 11, 12 or so.
Yeah.
And he's going in the late, second round, early third in Sleeper. And Sleeper is typically a little more intelligent. It's more hardcore players, I should say, maybe. But that's interesting.
A better way of putting it. Oh, boy.
No bad options here, but
no bad options. It's just wanting to pick the right one, the first pick.
First pick of the draft, first pick of possibly the draft season for you. I don't know.
This is my first actual draft. Yeah.
Just know mayhem would dictate you have to take Taylor here.
I was actually listening to was it Fantasy Sports on Sirius, and actually had a lady who was a caller said, I quote, this year I'm going to have to cut it down to 40 teams.
Yeah, I have 14, and that's probably too many. So Tyreek Hill, okay. I can kick around Tyreek and Kupp at 4, so I can't blame either of those. Once we get to the auto picks here at the back end of this, it's not going to be so bad. The one on Saturday should be a lot more filled.
And also more brutal.
Definitely more brutal. It'll take a lot longer.
Brutal?
It'll be like a little beetle. Bijan, Stephon Diggs at the turn, and then we're.
Will it be Blue? Since I know the movie is going to be out.
What's that?
Will it be the Beetle be Blue?
Oh, Blue Beetle's already out. I have no interest in the DC movies because everyone I've seen on airplanes has not been anything special.
Yeah, DC.
They're okay.
Do movies.
They're okay. And now that James Gunn's at the helm of some of them, I really like the Guardians movies and some of the other stuff he's done. So maybe I'll give it a look down the line. But for right now, it's like, Blue Beetle, okay, it's a knockoff Iron Man. I'd rather have a name brand Iron Man, if I'm going to be honest. Because that's what we want. Anyways, All right, Diggs, Barkley, Pollard off the board. We'll do some team breakdowns once we get a couple rounds in. Really hard to have an identity so far.
Okay, movie draft. DC or new Star Wars?
New Star Wars.
I'll take the
Ouch.
potential of new Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all
Ouch.
great. They're not all great, but I think Solo was really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Ugh.
And they're not, and some of the TV shows are still, Mandalorian's very good. Ashoka or whatever it's going to be coming out, supposed to be very good.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's hope. Whereas the DC, if I'm looking at like full body of work, I'm taking Star Wars. If I'm looking at potential, I'm taking Star Wars. So, Zach on the clock to pair with Tyreek Hill. And he takes Henry. That's the right pick. I was hoping he'd follow me, but
No,
he
it's,
didn't.
it's yeah. I tried to act like I was thinking about it, but there wasn't a lot of thought.
It's not a mayhem draft. You don't have to act. You can just take the guy at this point. It's all good. All right. There goes Devontae. That is where I wanted. So, anywho, yeah, let's see. What do I want to do? Do I want to fill out that running back room, or do I want to go wide receiver? And if so, where? Because you need 3 in this draft. So let's. I'm trying to think which one of these I like best.
Is Ryan going to get some sun, or is he going to go in a different direction?
Or do you just take a running back and solidify that early? Oh man. I
don't know.
Really
if I would do
hoping
that simply
Henry
just with the top 2 running backs on the board. I don't know if you can trust either of those right now.
Yeah, I was really hoping for Devontae or Derrick Henry to fall. Neither one of them did. I don't love Amon-Ra. I don't want a Jet. And Jalen Waddle is the number 2 on his own team, but then Chris Olave is there, and I have a lot of Olave. So I think.
You think?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I think you know what you're supposed to do. You just have to suck it up and do it.
But I don't want to do it.
Wasn't that the song by Aretha Franklin?
You gotta do it.
Think.
All right, I'm on Ross St. Brown.
Oh, that's not where I was going.
What was you going?
I would have sucked it up and drafted the Jet.
Oh no, he went immediately after.
He went right after you, exactly.
But I will take my soul and keep that pure of non-Jet energy because
just because you're a Dolphin, I get it.
It's so hard to pick a rival, even if they are potentially very, very good. It's just so hard to be like, I want a Jet to do good. No, I want the Jets to suck. I want everybody in that team to get injured. I want everybody in the fans to be crying every Sunday because they're bad. So I don't want any part of them to be happy.
So much.
That's just me. As he takes a shot on Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor still falling. There's a lot around him. I'm interested to see how far he falls. The farthest he's going to fall is pick 27 for. Oh no, never mind. Down at pick 1 or 3, 301. Chris Olave, of course, that would have been my pick when it got back to me. So okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping for.
And I was kicking around Najee. I was kicking around Olave, but I hate to say it, I almost have to go with my favorite guy in all drafts right now. He's always at the range I want.
I think my cursor's right on him. I'm waiting to see it disappear.
I'm sure. I'm just waiting because someone's on. Someone's got to pick. There's 3 people watching, so maybe that's why I don't want to say who I'm looking at because it could be one of these people. Like, oh, I know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And no, Jalen Hurts. I don't hate it. So now I have the decision between Najee, who I was kicking around the last pick, or Joe Mixon. And since I was thinking about taking him in the second round, I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of Mixon in drafts. I'm going to have Najee Harris to do something a little bit different. And I hope that doesn't bite me. Maybe Joe Mixon falls all the way back to me, but I'm pretty sure if it does, Zach's going to take him. Hell, he might take him with his next pick. So Jalen Hurts, first quarterback off the board, I believe.
I doubt it.
Mahomes. Yeah, Mahomes is still on the board.
Mahomes is still on the board?
Yeah, Mahomes. Again, ADP of 14.9. So,
yeah, you're not
he's
lying.
still on the board. Interesting. Josh Allen's still on the
Holy
board. Of course,
cow.
there's plenty of quarterbacks behind that, but in sleeper, Mahomes is going number 1. He is at least going number 2 in this draft. I think he
Yeah,
was
he's usually at the
little
first,
ahead.
second turn.
That's where the ADP has him in this one. He's just not going there. There he goes. Right on cue. Pat
It's as, if,
Mahomes off the board.
it's as if we spoke it into existence.
Yes. So
All right.
the quarterback run has officially begun. Zach on to Bode.
On the
Pick
boat.
Number 3
And
goes
you
with Joe
called it.
Mixon. Yep. I kind of figured he wasn't getting back to me.
Better to be on the
So-
boat than on the commode.
Oh yeah. So
Why
so
not
far
both?
for Zach. Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon. I like it. I like it a lot. Hard to really go wrong in the first 3 rounds of a 10-team draft, though.
Yeah.
McCaffrey, Jacobs, Olave. If Jacobs plays, that's going to be a great start to a team for Joel. And then for myself, Amon-Ra, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris. Again, really hard to go wrong this early. It's doable. I saw someone in our family league draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire in round number 3.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's the
Family
definite-
leagues are fun.
Is that-
I
because
heard-
Yeah, you heard correctly. Clyde Edwards
Did,
Helaire.
did Ryan just go in the middle of the table and go, "What the?"
I was sitting at home and it was my favorite because it's a family league. So it's got myself, it's got Rob, who was part of our Mayhem draft. It's got some other people in our 16 teamer in it that are part of that side of the family.
We're drafting.
And then there's people like my wife's parents and grandmother, and grandma loves Clyde Edwards-Helaire in round number 3. So sometimes it's fun, and that 14-0 A+ first place, 25% to win the championship, 50% to make it projection makes a lot more sense.
We need a weekly update on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire team.
I'm gonna bet it goes 2-12 because bye weeks happen, and Clyde's gonna have a game or two, I think.
Usually does. I mean,
Okay, Andrews, that would have been my pick. So Zach drafting off of my board so far, sniping and
Sniping away.
sniping. Don't appreciate that. You need to knock that off.
I got to make sure that you don't get that A+ rating again.
Hey, I have a feeling since Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still on the board, it's going to be a little more difficult. So round 3. Now, in her defense, there was a round of keepers, so it really was round number 4. So great value. All right, and there goes the other one I wanted. So let's see. I don't like Ridley. I despise J.K. Dobbins. I don't want Walker, Akers, or Pierce. I'm not drafting Hawkinson. So I don't like the options at my.
Wow.
What's that?
I'm just saying, wow, you just went down the list just saying
Yeah.
fuck 'em all, huh?
And the thing is, I don't love the place I'm going to be next. So I am going to take the guy I'm rising on fastest. That's going to be Dameon Pierce. He's going to be the flex option, and then it's going to probably have to start being wide receiver heavy from here to fill out those 3 wide receiver spots.
Yeah,
No guarantees, though.
I'm not far behind you.
I do dumb stuff all the time. I will draft more running backs if I see value. I'm sure of it. Especially when it's so easy to trade them when someone gets hurt. Oh, you lost Christian McCaffrey? How about
That's true.
Dameon Pierce for your best wide receiver?
Yeah.
Not wishing any ill on Christian McCaffrey. He's just the highest one that goes off the board. J.K. Dobbins, someone I'm super low on, but it's a good running team if they maintain any of that rushing prowess from past years.
That is the question.
So Apex has been going on and off, so he may or may jump back in now that it's his pick. We'll see. But yeah, not too bad. 10-team league on a Yahoo where you don't have as much communication. Not a bad turnout. I mean, the sleeper one will be better for sure.
I would hope so.
Yeah, so early
A
on,
lot of work into it.
get off my Ditka going super high T with Bijan, Tony Pollard, and Aaron Jones. That is an auto draft team. Wide receiver 1 of T. Higgins. That should be interesting there. Other auto drafting teams. Let's go that way. Nick Chubb, CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, Ramondre Stevenson. We did a bust show right before this. CeeDee Lamb, Ramondre Stevenson, both directly off of my bust list for go and get it. Personal opinion, but hey, that's where they're at. Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown, Travis Etienne, and Jahmyr Gibbs for an auto-drafted team. That one might not be so bad.
I was actually hoping to pick up Jamar Gibbs as well.
Yeah, Gibbs would have been a nice. You could have taken him. Oh no, he went right before him.
Yeah.
Got to remember all those arrows. They point to something for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Brees Hall. I really wanted to put him on the bus list, but it seemed too easy because they did bring in Dalvin Cook. They do have an injury concern.
It's just you're drafting him for later. You're not drafting him for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but I mean, what if Dalvin's really good still? You never know. He might.
They can find a way to make it work. It's not like, especially with Rodgers as QB, it's not like he didn't provide value to both, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon at the same time. It's just going to be split.
Worth mentioning, show me them TDs. Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Hurts, Calvin Ridley. No running backs through the first 4 rounds, but does have all 3 wide receivers and quarterback loaded up. Interesting draft so far. Of the teams in this league that are not yours, anybody stand out as a great start in your mind, Zach, while Joel's picking?
Let me flip through the other teams real quick here and see.
Yeah, if you go to draft results and draft board, that's the easiest way to see them all because that's what I've got on the stream right now.
I'm just looking at the individual teams.
Okay.
So it's looking like a lot of them are looking pretty even.
Debo was gonna be my pick, Joel. He really, really was.
Come and get it.
You're welcome.
It's interesting. Not quite as has a little bit of tea with Saquon Barkley, but not much.
Joel and Zach just hitting all my players. Now I gotta make decisions and think. It's not fun. Well, let's see. Do I want to go crazy or do I want to go smart? Let's go a little crazy. Let's go Justin Fields. Still need those wide receivers, but maybe a lot of upside at the quarterback position now. Yeah, show me them TDs is definitely interesting. I think Fumble Buddies might be my favorite with Kupp, Brown, Etienne, and Gibbs. Still a lot of upside, but a lot of safety at there as well.
Yeah, it's a good balance. Very good balance.
That's an auto draft that's going well so far. It can fall apart. It very possibly will fall apart, but so far it's not been too bad.
It's when we see Nate, make it to the playoffs. This will be why.
Yeah. Playoffs?
Yeah, so I'm already talking about playoffs for 15 minutes into the first draft. Man, this guy's got a playoff team. 4 picks in. He's on it.
He's on it.
But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how I feel about the team Tua Infinity and beyond going Kelsey, Adams, Mahomes, Cooper, taking both onesie positions and tight end and quarterback, and then still no running back in round number 5 as it goes with Keenan Allen, who would have been my pick had I not already had Austin Eckler. So running back's going to be a little tough to come by for Tua Infinity and beyond as we get later.
For sure.
Yeah.
I nominate Ryan to change his team from South Florida Storm to that would have been my pick.
If you guys keep shotgunning my picks, I'm going to look ahead now. I'm going to write down the name of who I want at my next pick.
I can't wait to take it.
If they're there, I might have to wait a few picks because right now they I don't want to say anything.
You're in a bit of a dead zone.
I'm in a bit of the middle of all the pain. So
prediction
go down here.
Pain.
Get the old whiteboard out so I can write down what pain I think is coming. I can't say it because if I say it, I know it's not getting back to me. So Lamar probably going to be Akers next because auto picks go right off the top of the board. They will fill their starting lineup first, so that could bite them.
I was going to say unless they're full on running backs, and it did. It went down to Terry McLaurin.
Okay. Just having a bad day over here with you guys taking all my stuff.
What a shame! What a shame.
Would it be had a bad day or Elton John? I'm still standing. Yeah.
That'll be at the end of the draft when he has to hype himself up, looking at a shambled team.
Okay, well, didn't even get to Zach before someone took him. It was Brandon Ayuk. Well, I did have a backup.
It'll be like,
Everybody's out to just snipe you.
what you gonna do when all your picks get picked first?
All right, so this is the prediction for what Zach's going to take because it's who I want. And I can't show it if he doesn't get it. But if he takes him,
That's fair.
it's going to flip.
That's fair.
It might go to the moon.
Flip it real good.
Oh, let's see. Now the pressure is on. It's almost
You
less
want to
about.
get that. I mean, I'm not unhappy with my options where I'm at. Like, there's nobody in the range that's still on the board I'm unhappy with here. So it's not like the other ones where I'm like, oh, I have these two. Oh, they both went right.
We need to have for Ryan when he is up. We have the Queen under pressure. Dun, 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 dun.
37 seconds to see if he can ruin my day one more time.
I don't know if I want to focus on ruining your day versus just drafting who I think I need to draft here.
Well, I'm looking at it. You got 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a tight end. You're in a good position to take whatever you really want, need, desire to fill your roster.
And that's really what it comes down to. So
Oh, you didn't. Well, you went a different position. So we'll see if Tua's been pretty good about picking the picks as well.
I keep thinking Tua is you, and then I'm like, nope, that's South Florida Storm.
Yeah, I need to get a jersey for the Storm. I've got one for most of my other like long-term teams. Oh, waiting on the pick to get sniped before I can just throw the board in the air because it's there. It's ready to go. The pain is ready.
Be like the Bills and like jump on the Bills fans and jump onto the board.
Jump through the table. That's gonna be fun. If when we go to Buffalo, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna happen later this year. I'm gonna go to Buffalo to watch the Jets lose to the Bills. Probably.
How did you injure your elbow,
At least you would
sir?
hope. You would hope.
Hey, Tom Grossi jumped through a table and has a scar on his elbow from it. I plan on doing at least dumber than that. And he didn't. He didn't take it. That was who I thought was going. That was who I was going to take. So I'll take Deontay. Oh no, I can't. I have Najee. Damn it!
I was thinking you were either leaning towards DJ Moore, or if you really wanted to do more of a reach, Jerry Jeudy.
Well, I can't take Jeudy with the injury. I don't want Jeudy with the injury. I can't take Deontay. I'm not, as much as I love Cam Akers and Miles Sanders this year and Alexander Mattison, I do need some wide receiver help.
You do.
And we're going to go with Chris Godwin. The jersey that Zach is wearing is going to be on my roster. That's the second draft in a row I've taken him. So I can, Deontay Johnson goes to Joel. I really wanted DJ, but he wasn't there. I do know my next pick. So, Zach, do you think Joel's going to take my next pick?
If I have your pick correct, let's see what Joel needs first.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Let's go to the current results. Joel, Josh Jacobs, Christian McCaffrey, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Olave, Deebo Samuel, Deontay Johnson. So he has built 3 and 3. He's got a starting wide receiver, starting running back, and flex position filled so far. Not a bad place to be. Tua, Infinity, and beyond, still no running backs as they took DJ Moore. So Mahomes and Kelsey, A+ stack. You do have to pay a lot for it. Adams, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore. So quarterback, 3 wide receivers, tight end, and the flex filled, but no running backs. And to me, Cam Akers, Alexander Mattison, Javonte Williams is probably the last 3 before you get to a fairly significant tier break. And all 3 of those have built-in risks. I mean, Alvin Kamara is down the board. I mean, you could really go for late round fire with Khalil Herbert, AJ Dillon, Gibson. Like there's still names, but it's getting late to be drafting a running back 1, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the first time I've ever seen it done live. but no one ever said you couldn't just punt the running back position, particularly in a PPR league where you have 3 wide receivers and a flex.
Yeah, I
If you're
mean,
really just going high PPR,
this
you're
is
grabbing all the people that are just guaranteed to have a bunch of touches, a bunch of targets, and just hope that they all hit. Hey, more power to you.
this is the league. You can go 0 RB and make it work if your running backs can hit late and your wide receivers stay healthy and stay on top of things. We'll see David Njoku 6.1, Darren Waller to Joel at 7.2. So interestingly, one of the players I'm highest on this season at their position is Cam Akers, and I don't feel like I even have the option to consider it. James Cook going off the board. God, I'm so tempted. I am just so freaking tempted to do something silly here. I don't want to take Cam Akers, but I really want to take Cam Akers.
I mean, he's fallen this far.
He has, and he's someone I'm very high on. It's a good value, and I have a lot of wide receivers down the board I like a lot. I think it's either that or Javonte. How did Javonte look in this play? Yeah, lighter workload early on. Let's take Akers and go more high T than I'd like in a PPR 3 wide receiver league, but there's still some guys I like. This one feels like it's not going as well as the last one where Clyde went in the 3rd round for me. Not surprising, because this is, I think, one of the few leagues that I'm in that I haven't won, and I don't think I've made the championship game in. This and one more. And the one I go up north to draft is the one I haven't made the championship. A lot of 3rd place games, but not the championship. Evans off the board. If I didn't have Godwin, that probably would have been my pick there.
That's why I was okay with you taking Godwin. I knew Mike
Evans
Evans was coming up. Yep. Just one less person that was going to take him.
Yep. All right. Auto picks coming. Christian Watson, someone I was considering, but I don't know, man. I like what the Packers are doing. I just don't know if I want to pay up for Christian Watson when there's cheaper options later. Kyle Pitts. That's my opinion. You can quote me on it.
I'm not far behind you on that.
It's more of an indictment on Desmond Ridder
on
and
Atlanta.
Tyler Heineke and that team in general.
Yeah, we were talking about Kyle Pitts on the pre-pod because he's basically the middle of the pack for utilization with the Falcons.
Yeah. Mike Williams, I do think he's going to be good, but of course with Austin Eckler, I can't take him. So he had to sit. Still surprised. I would be surprised if Javonte Williams gets back to the middle of the round. Let's see. Alexander Madison first off the board for 2 Infinity and Beyond. So that is running back number 1 for them. Everybody has now got most of your core positions. Still a few teams without a tight end. 3 to be exact. Still on the clock as we enter round number 8. This one will go much faster than the one on Saturday. It's just worth reminding everybody is Dalvin Cook goes pick 71 in what might be the biggest trap of the season.
That's when you need like Admiral Akbar. It's a trap.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. Yeah, it'd have been nice to get DJ Moore. I gotta admit that would have been a nice pair up with Justin Fields. Dallas Goedert goes. Would have been in consideration at my pick as well. Javonte Williams can't make it back and salvage for Tua, can it? Zach, can it?
No, it cannot.
No, it can't. Okay.
I'm going to be honest here.
Well, then I guess you're taking him. Yep. Yeah, I think that's the running back cliff. I do like Khalil Herbert still as a value, but as my running back 2, David Montgomery, Rashad White, a lot of questions on that offense still. And then you got Dylan, DeAndre Swift, Antonio Gibson, guys that are not just outright starters. So it's going to be real tough for them to to fill out a running back room that's worth anything. They do have some wide receivers they can trade around, but it's going to be tough. And I think they are on the other end just pooing themselves right now, trying to figure out what they're doing at running back. Because the options, I think, are done. David Montgomery, that makes sense. He's got the biggest potential. And then back to me. Can't go that way. Can't go that way. I think the pick is screaming. Just absolutely screaming at me from here. And it's got to be Hollywood. It's got to be Hollywood. Number one receiver for a bad team is still a pretty good option. Christian Kirk's not the number one. Fills out the much-needed wide receiver core. Back to Joel. Back to Insanity as he goes Daniel Jones. Okay. Quarterback early. Well, not for you, but Daniel Jones. What you thinking there?
It's either that, Dak, or Deshaun. And the lower we go, I don't want to have to do Baker.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to do Baker.
Oh,
No
there are
thought
plenty
on
of
Tua
other
there?
options.
Worried about the head injuries there for Tua? Okay. Right. So about halfway through this draft now, let's look at some teams that are not ours. All right, let's look at auto-drafted fumble buddies. Joe Burrow, Cooper Kupp, A.J. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Travis Etienne, Jahmyr Gibbs, T.J. Hawkinson, and Michael Pittman. I don't hate that. I'm not big on Etienne, Gibbs, or Hawkinson, but there's enough upside. And Hopkins, who knows? But I don't hate that for an auto-drafted team.
Yeah, I'll agree with most of that.
On the other end of
I
things,
definitely see a path for Jahmyr Gibbs.
on the other end of
I think that would
things.
probably be the actual RB1.
On the other end of things, auto picking, get off my Ditka. Trevor Lawrence, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Tony Pollard, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, all Atlanta all the time, and then Aaron Jones. So that's a tough auto pick. That's the auto pick making life bad for you.
Have fun with that, Corey.
Hey, I sent him a reminder. He gave me a thumbs up. It's on him.
Yep.
But Atlanta.
And Atlanta. I mean, at least it's the running backs.
Is that when you just
Bijan, that's good. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I mean, it could be worse.
change your team name to a poop emote?
Oh, it's not great.
No, I mean, maybe just above a poop emote.
Yeah, a little bit above it. All right, show me them TDs.
Maybe has a fleck of corn or something in it.
Jalen Hurts, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Kenneth Walker, Miles Sanders, James Cook, Johan Dotson. Don't mind that for a start. Still no tight end, which, I mean, you don't need a tight end yet. Not bad options there. You need one at some point, but there's some guys out there that, and
any of the ones worth drafting early have been drafted at this point. I think most people's strategy, if you're this late in the draft, you're pretty much
waiting for the value. Like if I can get one in round 11, I like. You're gonna see some kickers and defenses come off the board to the auto picks this round. So some guys that you're looking at, they're like, oh, that may not get back to me. They might get back to you in this one. So, well, I already have 4 running backs. I have 3 receivers. It is a receiver heavy league. So naturally, I'm looking at the running back. No. Let's go with some upside with Jordan Addison, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe he will be great.
Maybe take some work away from Jefferson. More or less just fill in the role left by Adam Thielen.
Was fine.
Yeah,
he just wasn't great last year because he's old white guy, can't keep up with Justin Jefferson and the rest of that offense. So get someone who's a little bit younger, a little more athleticism, and Jordan Addison. This could be a guy you want down the line.
And I'll follow that same kind of thought process
Zay
here.
Jones.
Jackson
Oh,
Smith.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Okay, with the wrist surgery, but you weren't going to start him the first few weeks anyway. So
Exactly. He'll sit on my bench and relax. I got enough wide receivers.
all right. Dallas off the board as a defense. Going to probably be another defense, and then 2 picks by a human, and then kicker.
Yep, there goes Philadelphia. I'm expecting the Bills anytime soon.
Yeah, it could be the Bills here. Definitely got some good opportunities. To infinity and beyond. There goes Buffalo.
There it is.
Mahomes, Adams, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Alexander Madison, David Montgomery, Travis Kelce, DJ Moore, and DeAndre Swift. So the running back core of Madison, Montgomery, and Swift sounds like a really crap law firm. But if Madison is good, which is very possible, and if Montgomery gets the Williams role from last year, maybe this turns out pretty good. I don't know if that's going to happen. DeAndre Swift, I don't have a whole lot of hope for, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. He is a good player. George Pickens off the board to wrap up round number 9. Yeah, next 3 picks after this one are going to be kicker. Again, Yahoo. And most auto draft teams like to fill the roster that starts first. So, yeah, the people I think are going to not necessarily have been there otherwise, they might sag all the way to me. I'm curious what Zach's going to do because I know where I'm going, and it's a dumb idea, but I know where I'm going.
I'm curious what I'm going to do.
Well, let's look at your team.
That's how curious this position is.
Let's look at your team. Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett, Mike Evans, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Mark Andrews, James Conner, Javonte Williams, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. Not too bad at all. No quarterback, but you got some time. I think you've already waited to the point where you get the value at this point. You have 4 running backs, you have 4 wide receivers, and you have a tight end. So perfectly well balanced. You can go any number of directions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 4-4 and a quarterback. So Zach on the clock, followed by Tua Infinity and Beyond, who I think is going to have to keep going after those running back upside type of guys.
I mean, Kamara's right there waiting for him.
Kamara's sitting there. Khalil Herbert's got some potential. Dylan Gibson, Robinson, Kenneth Gainwell's got a lot of buzz, even though his projection's real low.
Weather news, Dennis Phillips, NHC, has now bumped up the chances of development to 70%.
Yep. Still nothing to be concerned about. I mean, me. Famous last words, probably. 45 seconds left in Zach's pick.
Yeah, we don't want to be like Hurricane Harvey when you were looking at that. Oh, nothing's really going to happen there, and then Houston gets walloped.
Tua. Yeah, Houston got smacked pretty good in that one. Well, it looks like one of the 2 guys I really, really like is going to last to me. I think
Alvin Kamara's still on the board.
I mean, I would be tempted at this point to take the shot on Kamara.
At this point,
running back 5.
The value is worth it. At this point, it's just you have to have the depth first.
Yeah, I mean,
the people who
Eckler, Harris,
expect to grab him like Fumble Buddy, they need him to start, and that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Eckler, Harris, Pierce, Akers. I think there's enough depth that I could do it. I don't know if I'm going to because that is 3 weeks of waiting for him to come around. We are in the hundreds or at pick 96. So some guys falling well behind ADP. Alvin Kamara. Well, Brian Robinson was probably going to be my pick. So that makes it easy for me to go and say, screw it. Let's get Alvin Kamara.
Might as well get Kamara.
Fit him on the bench. It was going to be Robinson. He does take the player I was hoping for. So I will take the shot that Kamara is going to be a top 10 type of running back after 3 weeks off. We'll see. The Saints have an incredibly soft schedule this year as well. Like, if you haven't seen their schedule, they play nobody. Like, they play their division, which is bad.
Which is already nobody's. Yeah.
And then they play a bunch of nobodies outside of it and bad defenses. So there's a chance that I just stole the best player, the best pick in this draft at 97 come week 6.
That's a possibility.
Definitely.
There's a pathway. It's not a big pathway, but it's a pathway.
It's still there. So Joel on the board to take a selection at pick number 99 overall. Antonio Gibson, the other end of the Washington backfield. No big surprise there. And Apex Predator back on the clock for pick 100. We go to 160, I believe it is total. So we are more than halfway through, only 38 minutes in. So if you think this one's slow, you are really going to hurt on Saturday. That's all I can say.
This is going fast compared to.
This is quick.
Yeah, with the couple of auto drafters, it's sped it up quite a bit.
Yeah, that helps.
10-team leagues is quick. The 16-team is like the interstellar. 1 year here is like 1 hour here is like.
So we wait for pick 100 to come through. Oh, they already have the low center for that storm on the Atlantic side. That's interesting. That's not what they were supposed to be doing. See? Atlantic side. Yes, Joel and I are weather nerds, and I'm going to lump Zach in even though I don't think he is.
I wasn't even looking, so.
Well, you see, it was on the Pacific side, and like, oh, it's going to have to cross over. And I was saying it's already crossed over. Like those fake medium shows. Tyler Bass, as an auto pick goes. Should be a defense here then, if it auto picks one more time, which it should in 1 second, and it doesn't. That was part of what made the 16-teamer so much slower last year on Yahoo. If you go in and out, it will not correctly leave you on auto pick.
Right.
So you'd be waiting an hour or a minute and a half for each auto pick.
Oh, at least he's back to pick 101. So I hope he's happy with his.
I mean, you got a kicker at round 10. I mean, isn't that the dream?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm looking for. This round I have it set. I'm just looking at all the kickers. I have to make sure I get the right one.
So I will say this. Everybody who's been in the draft the entire time does not have a kicker or defense yet. 2 teams, myself and Show Me Them TDs, no tight ends on the board as he leaves before making his pick. Every team has a quarterback already. A few teams with 4 or more wide receivers. That's Show Me Them TDs, myself, South Florida Storm. Unlimited Scoregasm and Come and Get It, of course, to Infinity does, but it goes into the flex as well. So everybody kind of balanced so far. All the teams that are auto-picked, of course, have all of their positions in the starting lineup filled already. As Apex Predator's going to auto-pick here in a second. And we will find out what they do now, as it is Pat Freiermuth, the tight end with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Back to Joel. Joel, full starting lineup outside of kicker and defense, plus Rachaad White, Antonio Gibson on the bench. Joel thinking. Still thinking. Joel with Debo and McCaffrey from the same roster. That's interesting, but both are good enough players to make it work. The Daniel Jones, Darren Waller stack, an interesting play from Joel as well. One pick until mine. We'll see if Show Me Them TDs goes after the player I'm looking at, one of two teams still without a tight end, and he takes the guy I was going to take. Cool. Drafting is fun, everybody. All right, so I've got 5 running backs, 4 wide receivers. It's a wide receiver heavy league. And let's see. I got to get used to these ADPs because there's guys I really like that I can just wait on, or I can go out of my way and get them now. But I think I'm going to go little down the draft board a bit and go and get one Zay Flowers for the Baltimore Ravens. I like him. I like Bateman, but if I'm going to take the chance on one of them, I'm going to take the guy not coming off the foot injury and with the rookie upside. So we'll see. That could work out. I am officially the last team without a tight end. So at this point, full punt. Let's go.
I see what you mean.
Still available.
I see what you mean about the Euro, because that model run from an hour ago has it like right on top of us, basically.
Yeah, well, it's still really weak. And if it's not really weak, we'll all be really sad. I don't know. There's like, I usually have a good sense for when things are going to go badly with this stuff, and I don't have that feeling yet. The spider sense is not tingling. So I guess I'm not worried yet, but we'll see how the next day or two progresses. It can get real crappy real fast.
Oh yes, it can.
And we don't want that.
Yeah, you can go from hey, everything's Hakuna Matata to everything's
everything's on fire, but it's wet and windy at the same time. Fire NATO. That's what it is.
I mean, who doesn't want a fire NATO?
I mean, I want to see one. I don't want to live in one. Zach Charbonnet at 106.
Yeah, you took my Zay Flowers, so I figured I have to go with a different rookie.
Okay. Yeah, I had no interest in Charbonnet, so I'm good with that. I'm glad I finally got to snipe you once. That makes my heart sing a little. Just a little.
There you go. Just had to give you one.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets one. Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, as they start filling in backup quarterbacks.
That's cute.
Auto picks.
I can see Ryan, as like Johnny Dangerously. My league mate sniped me once.
You guys have done it more than once each. It's just rude, guys. It's just rude. Anyways, Zeke Elliott off the board. We'll see. I don't love that, but I'm very low on Ramondre Stevenson because of Ezekiel Elliott. So maybe that's not such a bad pick at 110. As we enter round number 12, only 45 minutes in so far, 46 minutes in as Joel starts to yawn. This is not the draft to yawn in, Joel. This is the easy one.
Yeah, I know. Yawn and winding road. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to these ADPs because there's some guys I'm looking like, why are they not higher? And then there's some guys, well, I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 3rd round pick, ADP of 123. I don't understand why he's so low. No, that one I get very heavily. So much thoughts going into this 111th pick of the draft. We are down to 27 seconds.
Oh, Joel got me on it now. God dang it.
It's not sleepy time, guys. It's draft time.
Subliminal.
Fight it off now. I heard 2 people do it. I'm like, no.
Get out the coffee.
No.
Yawn shuffle, all yawning all the time.
Rashad Bateman. Don't hate that pick.
I know
Zay Flowers, but I don't hate it. Treylon Burks. Oh, man. Yeah, as we see the draft board get filled in, still one team without a tight end. That's me, and still everybody who's live drafted the whole time. No kickers, no tight end, or no defenses yet. Samaje Perine off the board there.
As we all say collectively, why bother?
Yeah, now that Javante's back, I mean, you're hoping for injury with that pick.
Yeah, which is just rude because that's my guy.
When you have to do a Jar Jar Binks in there. How
How
rude.
Oh man, we're we're getting to the dumpster here, guys.
Starting to see a lot of nasty boys,
Oh
as
yeah,
they call them.
stinky, dirty, nasty boys.
Any relation to the Beastie Boys?
No, but they all these guys no sleep till Brooklyn for sure. Now I gotta check some bye week stuff. Make sure I didn't screw myself in that way. Nope, all good so far.
Yeah, I've got a couple stacked bye weeks, but I think I'll be all right.
I have none at the same position other than backup wide receivers at Addison and Flowers, both rookies, both in purple, both week 13 buys. But everybody else so far pretty well not stacked. Only Godwin and Eckler are on the same one in my starting lineup, so could be worse. Not something you draft around the bye weeks, but it's nice to not screw that up.
Yeah, it's nice to know that you don't have to worry about it.
So
Yeah.
like when you get to like week 5 and you're like, man, I'm really, really, really stacking, like, holy bleep, everybody's off.
Michael Thomas. Oh man, he is just falling apart, literally
He
and
is.
figuratively. But maybe he comes back. He could be like Jesus or Santa.
He
Comes
might
back
literally
from
he
the
might
dead.
literally just be filling one of my bye weeks.
Could be.
Considering 3 of my wide receivers, I'm just realizing this, have week 5 as a bye week.
Bye weeks
Let's
are
go
fun.
get the tight end, stacking with Justin Fields, Cole Kmet. Got to do it.
Oh, there's the stack.
Hey, I wanted DJ Moore. It didn't work out. I can wait on the tight end stack, get him in round 12. A lot of upside with Kmet and then the stack with Fields. So,
Yeah.
someone's got to catch the ball there. And Kmet, DJ Moore is probably the best two options.
I would say those are going to be the first 2 places.
It's not going to be
Fields
Chase
lost.
Claypool.
And with the 122nd pick I'm choosing, please don't get hurt.
Brandon Cooks, and then Cortland Sutton with the news that Jerry Jeudy might be a great pick. Tim
Yeah,
Patrick already
could be.
down, so
That slice of pie
Can't
just
hate it.
keeps getting bigger and bigger.
it's still a crap pie. But when you get a big piece of poop pie, I mean, I guess it
It
makes it
might
better.
be worth it, I guess.
That Russell Wilson poop
All
pie.
depends upon what kind of pie it is.
Oh, we're saying it's a poop pie because of Russell Wilson. But if Russ cooks this year and it's not a poop pie, maybe it's a nice apple pie or a key lime pie, or maybe it's just another poop pie. I don't know. If it's another poop pie, you're probably not going to love Cortland Sutton. But in round 12, again, he could be the number one wide receiver for that team. So why the hell not?
Long as the golf
Yeah.
cart doesn't get overturned again.
He's going to be doing high knees on the golf cart between plays next year. I'm calling it now. Getting that work. Because he's.
I thought the was Brandon Staley doing his workouts before the game for the Chargers.
No, that was a bounce chicken wow wow. Different noises for different things, Joel. And again, waiting on the autos because he hops on and hops off. Like if you're gonna auto pick, just stay offline.
Just let it auto pick.
Just let it go. Let it go.
How to torture your
Don't
league.
hop on anymore. What bothers me is the second round when he's got back to back, it still does the full minute and a half. Thanks, Yahoo. Sleeper's like, nah, back to back. Okay, this is gonna be 3 seconds. Boom, boom. Let's move on.
Sleepers like the meme, we ain't got time for that.
No,
You
definitely
sure
not.
don't.
I do think for the next draft in one of the boxes at the bottoms, I am going to have a counter for the timer just to put how long the draft has been going on for,
Ooh.
because it takes a while.
Number of years that we have been drafting.
We've at least spent multiple days drafting that 16-team league since it's been started, for sure, combined.
Drafting feels like we're close to a black hole.
Something like that. I don't know if Zach is frozen in the real stream or if it's just on my screen, but he looks like he's taking a nap on my screen.
Does it?
Yeah, there it moves. I don't know. Sometimes it just goes funny on one of the screens, and other times you're just sitting there like, yeah. It's like, okay.
I mean, I got time. I can nap.
Yeah, you got another 14 seconds
Maybe-
before Joel's up, and
Maybe
that's
it's like those Zoom
wide
meetings
open.
where people put up a still picture of themselves.
Oh God!
I just went to make it look like I was frozen.
There you go. Damian Harris.
And these people are still here.
Let's see. ADP. Kicker defense. Aaron Rodgers, pick 102, still on the board at pick 122. Kicker, Kirk Cousins, Odell Beckham. Kicker, Mac Jones, Jimmy Garoppolo. So we're getting to the point where you're going to take what you're going to take, and you're going to like it. Sky Moore, don't hate it. Definitely a dart throw. Tyler Algier off the board. That was going to be one of the two I considered. The other one going to be Romeo Dubs. If I can get Dubs on pretty much every roster, I think I'd be pretty happy this year. I think he's going to be the one for the package you want. I could be wrong, but I'll go early and grab him, fill out my wide receiver room, and yeah, feel pretty good about it. Juju. Oh, Juju.
TikTok boy has been taken.
Oh, Juju.
First full drafted defense was taken for Tua Infinity and Beyond, who took the Dolphins, of course.
Here.
Oh, were you all absolutely shocked that apparently Antonio Brown is going to be arrested for missing child support payments?
No.
Are you not? Are you surprised?
Just the right outstanding citizen that he is.
He's a great guy. By great guy, I mean a criminal.
Not a smooth one either.
No.
Any, are you okay? Are you okay?
He's not okay.
No.
Darius Toney,
You're
don't hate
not
that.
okay. Only because someone took my Sky Moore.
Somebody took your Sky Moore, and then somebody took your Tyler Algier. As Joel disappears, he does that from time to time. He'll come back, I think, probably, maybe. Who knows? All right, Joel's back. In a couple seconds, he'll be back at least. It's not the router, Joel.
Mm.
All right, as we start to round this corner, Corey finally joining in online, and he's going to see all of his Atlanta players.
Good job, Corey.
He's going to love it.
If only he was like live drafting with us so we could get his expression.
Yeah,
Oh, we can ask. I can ask him real quick. I'm sure
mean,
he's very excited.
Just sum up.
I could just send him. I
couple-
could just send him a quick text like, "How about all those Atlanta players?"
Oh, it's not that Corey. It's a different Corey.
It's different Corey.
Yeah.
Ah, never mind then.
Yeah, that would be a little awkward. What are you talking about? I'm not drafting all the Atlanta players. I'll draft different Corey.
That would be what you talking about.
Oh, man. Yeah, getting to the dark days of this draft. As still some guys on the board that are interesting, at least, which I wasn't seeing in some other places. So maybe we like the ADPs here a little bit more. Maybe not. I don't know. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 3rd round pick, still on the board. I'm telling you.
Is the 16-teamer at the same time, 8 p.m.?
Yeah, 8 p.m. on Saturday.
8 p.m. probably until Sunday.
Probably until a little after
into
10.
Sunday morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
At that point, I just hope I'm drunk enough to handle it.
I mean, that's one way to do it. Just be unconsciously drunk for all of it.
I mean, because I'll be at the draft party for the other league, so
true.
it's kind of non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Zach will wake up from the other dimension. Who did I draft?
Who did I draft? That might be the one time I draft worse than the auto draft.
Could be.
Well, okay, my quarterbacks are Sean Watson, Baker Mayfield.
Not again. Oh man, it's getting dim out there. Some real crap-tastic options at the running backs, some real crap-tastic options at wide receiver. mean, there's some upside still, but it's getting gross, getting gross real fast.
I love looking at the statistics for these teams. Oh wow.
Some real dogs out there.
So I mean, it's so heavily weighted. You look at some of the where they break it down by position, and you got people that have 600 points for quarterbacks just because they run at two of them. Like clearly, you're not going to get 600 points in one season, unless it's of course a 2-quarterback league.
Yeah, I mean, unlikely.
Hmm.
I'm going to jump in early, take the Saints defense because they again played nobody all year. I can probably hold them the whole season. That's I think going to be a theme where I have to pick defenses. New Orleans is going to be my target as much as I can because they played nobody. There's going to be it's a pretty good defensive unit to begin with, and then they played nobody.
Yeah,
like Jared Goff might legitimately be the best quarterback they play all year.
So we have 2 more rounds to go, right?
The rest of this round and 2 more. Yeah, so 3 more picks for you, 2 more for Zach and I, and then hopefully quickly out the door from there. Because I've been sitting at a computer for way too long today.
Yeah, because you have CRT time at home and work.
Brittany's pooing her pants over the possibility of a storm. Pants were being shat. And they are filled to the brim. Anyways, trying to get off of that image. Yeah, getting late, getting to the point where I don't love anything on the board, which is fine.
And that's why I'm glad that all I have left is defense and kicker because it's all garbage anyways.
I'm to the point where like, do I just jump ahead and take the kicker this round and just see what trash is left over and pick from the pile of that, or do I take the guy now and hope the kicker lasts? Because I do know kickers. There's a few you want. There's a few that are pretty
small
consistent.
handful, but those have probably already been taken.
The only one that's left
if I filter at kickers,
the only one that's left for me is Harrison Butker of the Chiefs. It's a team that's going to score a ton of points. So
right.
So
take him now.
So is your to-do list tonight, review, draft, calm down, significant?
I mean, I might pump her full of gas just to see how full those pants can get, but I'm just sometimes a bad person.
Dangerous.
So, no, it'll be fine.
What was that? Good. It said quickest way to turn your sofa into a bed is to tell your significant to calm down.
Yeah, calm down. It's fine. It's just gonna murder everybody. No, we're supposed to leave out on Wednesday to go up north for our draft. So the timing is kind of bad, even if it's not anything significant.
Yeah.
Now, given it's supposed to come through Tuesday, it's not supposed to be very strong, and it's entirely possible.
Yeah, but when you had that weather the other day, you had like hundreds of flights were like freaking canceled, and that was just weather. That wasn't even a storm.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, if it hits directly in our area, Tampa to Bradenton area, that would be the worst case scenario. And at that point, it's going to land earlier. It's not going to be as strong. It's going to be a headache and a rainmaker. It should be gone by Wednesday. Worst case scenario, it doesn't go anywhere near here, but it's strong enough and it stays close. They shut down the airport. And then we're just delayed a day or so, which would suck, but it's manageable. I'm just rooting for the GFS to be right because they're like, yeah, this is going to be a big old wave of nothing. Baltimore starts against Houston, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Lazard, also injured. Still a lot of junk on the board.
At this point on Saturday, we'll still have at least another hour left to go, probably.
Yeah, at least I would say we're probably going to be round 7, round 8 in that range at this time on Saturday in the 16-teamer. And Yeah,
I-
fortunately, the chair I have this year is a lot more comfortable than the one I had last year at the draft because that hurts your butt after
I
2.5
motion that
hours.
I motion that we take Friday off to sort of rest up for the draft.
I mean, the only thing we were going to do is a mock draft, anyways, so that's fine. We could do that. But yeah, Saturday is the big one. That's the longest one, not including the ones that you go and you have to do a game to pick your draft order because that takes a while. That's a whole different thing. Longest draft you'll sit in on the computer is the 16 teamer, unless you have sociopathic tendencies and do a 32 teamer, which even I'm not sick enough to do
Seconded.
because I don't want my 4th round pick to be Zay Flowers if I'm lucky. Because it gets thin real fast.
Good God.
Only 11 picks plus the last 5 seconds of this one left to go. Tyler Higbee, Tyler Boyd. Tyler's back to back. Yeah. So how you guys feeling about your teams with 1 pick left? Can't fix them at this point if they're broken.
Well,
I don't see much to be worried about other than the unforeseen injuries and circumstances that fantasy throws at all of us.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tua and Tyreek's a good stack for you.
Hell yeah.
Henry Mixon, I like. Getting Andrews would have been my pick. Getting Henry would have been my pick. Javonte would have been my pick. I mean, I can go down the board a little bit more probably and hit that more than once.
It's like I knew where you were gonna draft or something.
Hey, all I'm saying is I have good thoughts and you just ruined my brain. That's it.
That's it. Well, great minds think alike, or so they say.
That's how we're gonna say it. I mean, Joel with the Olave and the Deebo Samuel and the Darren Waller. I think he had 3 rounds back to back to back where it was like, oh, I'm gonna go. No, I'm not. Thanks, Joel. So yeah. Into the last round, 16.2 is the pick we are on.
Here's something interesting. The Arizona Cardinals are privately telling people that Kyler Murray is not expected to play this season.
That would be not a shock, especially since they have 2 possibly very early 1st-round picks in their own and Houston's.
Yeah.
If you feel like Kyler Murray is the quarterback for your team, let him be healthy. Go use those 2 picks on, I don't know, Marvin Harrison Jr. and a player B of your choice and really load up and see if you can't bounce back in free agency in the draft next year. It's not a bad team. I mean, you're going to need a running back soon because Connor's getting old, but he's still viable for a year or 2. Kyler's young enough that defense has some pieces, even though they traded away some Isaiah Simmons today to, I remember who Buffalo, I think it was. And they traded to Giants, that's right. And then they traded to get Joshua Dobbs from Cleveland. So interesting moves there. And the guy I was going to pick at my last selection might actually last all the way back to me.
I thought you said he was just taken like you were actually looking at Adam Thielen.
No, not there. You didn't take him. It's going to be up to Tua, which I don't think
I would hope
do
not,
it.
since
I already
you
have a
probably
kicker.
don't need a kicker.
I don't need a kicker. No, I'm going to keep my first thought. That's going to be Tank Bigsby. Let's hang on to him. See if maybe Travis Etienne goes down and get a steal there. He's going to be fine.
That's
worst case scenario. I can drop him for the waiver wire fire after the first week of the season. Last pick of the draft.
With the last pick.
Last auto pick.
Last auto pick. So we have another minute and 20 seconds. Floor is yours. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, he came back. He came back.
He wants to pick Mr. Irrelevant on his own, damn it.
Who doesn't?
I mean, when you're going to take Greg Dulcich, why not be here for that pick live?
Who doesn't want to be the guy that said, yep, I got Brock Purdy?
Anybody want? So you're going Purdy. I'm going Dulcich. Joe, you want to take a pick at who Mr. Irrelevant's going to be?
Let's see who's still on the board.
Oh, no, he won't pick another quarterback. He's already got 2.
Draft is complete. Draft results. Last pick does not show.
It does not show. What did he?
Kansas City defense.
Oh, he got Kansas City. He got 2 defenses.
Oh yeah, 3 teams with 2
That's-
defense. How do you come off auto pick and take a second defense? Like I get like fumble buddies and go and get it. You auto picked. Okay, that happens. But
Right.
you came back to do that. That's just silly.
That is very silly.
All right, so all told, 6 teams taking 2 quarterbacks. None of the 3 of us and showing them TDs only going for 1. 4 teams only taking 1 tight end. The 3 of us and auto drafted for the most part. Get off my Ditka. Wide receiver, 1 kicker across the board, and then 3 teams with 2 defenses. Everybody else kind of just loaded up on everything like you would expect. Yeah, so that is draft number 1. Yeah, interesting draft. I got 3 rookies on the bench.
And what a draft it was.
So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. This is a league that for whatever reason has been my bugaboo, and I think Joel and Zach have a better success in it. So I probably just drafted a turd, but it'll tell me I have like the number 2 roster in the league, and then it'll fall apart. That's generally how this league goes, because Yahoo gives you draft grades too, and they're like, "You were awesome," and you're like, "Yeah, I was awesome," and then it falls apart.
And then you're like last from third place from last or whatever.
Yeah, you're projected second. You finished 14th in a 10-team league somehow. It's awesome. All right. Well, I think unless you guys have something you want to go on, we're gonna wrap this up because, well, Saturday is coming and my butt needs a break from the chair.
Yep, we need our sleep.
So it's time to get some sleep, get some wheeze. I do have another draft tomorrow, 5:30. I probably will not do that from the computer here. I'll probably do it from my couch in a laptop or in a recliner, something that I can put the feet up and relax a little bit. But that one's with some work people and not the best people. So we'll see. That could be another A+ 14-0 first place overall kind of thing. Anyways, that's draft. That's the draft. I'm Flying Ryan Go Christ along with
Tampa Motormouth Joel Verlin.
and
Zach, attack.
Yeah, he did attack. He took all my picks. With that, we gone. You piece of crap.